Hey guys, what's up? Hey, I got to thinking recently, all the videos I've done in the past about combat and combinations and striking, that I've never really done a total beginner basics video where for people who've never thrown a punch before, an elbow or a kick, haven't really done a video on that. So today's the day. I'm going to do a couple of videos here, so after this one, swipe on left and check out some others. Now, this is my way, other trainers might teach different ways, but in the end we all sort of get to the same goal in the end. Generally agree there's 8 basic punches in boxing. There's a few hybrids off that and different versions, but there's 8, I suppose, basic beginner punches that you'll learn in boxing. So we'll start with those, and I'll give you some tips on the way. It'll help you out, and hopefully give you a good introduction. 8 basic punches in boxing. So I'll start facing the camera with doing them. So whether you're southpaw, which is right foot forward, or orthodox, depends on whether your jab's your left or your right. Okay, so your basic stance and punches. Left jab, number 1 we generally call it. A straight cross, which is a 2, a left hook, a 3, a right hook, a 4, a left uppercut, a 5, a right uppercut, a 6, a rip or a hook to the body, a 7, and then an 8 to the other side. So generally, that's your 8 punches. The focus when you do these, guys, when you're working your punches, one tip I'll give you is that the hand you're not using stays up your chin. We don't want to get down here and caught in a bad area and get hit by a counter punch if you end up fighting, sparring, anything like that. So this creates some good basic habits from the very start. If you're not using your hand, it sits at your chin. The tip I want to give you is that when you throw your punches, you're trying to sort of join your shoulder to your chin. So I'll show you a few different versions of it, a few profiles I use. So if I throw my jab or my number 1, throwing from here, when I throw the punch, I rotate and join the shoulder to my chin. I like to teach my students thinking about pointing the elbow to the roof. So when I do it, I roll my elbow, and obviously if I roll my elbow, I'm going to roll my shoulder because there's no join between there and there, which is going to help that shoulder join the chin. We're aiming to hit with these 2 large knuckles at the end, carry contact from there, and obviously our right hand stays high. That rule applies to any of the punches that we're going to do. Whether it's hooks, whether it's uppercuts, we want to keep our chin down and join our shoulders so we're nice and protected, yeah, with every punch that we do. Next video, when we slide across, I'm going to show you some contact on the bag and some basics on the bag. So here we go. First thing I teach my students is that don't see this as a bag, see it as a person, an opponent, and treat it like that, okay? So we don't get lazy around the bag. So we're talking about targets here. If we work our jab, which is a straight punch, we're punching to the nose, okay? A straight right, or our number 2, to the face again. A 3, hook round to the side, we want our elbow nice and high, roll it over, join the shoulder to the chin. So think about your elbow at this angle here, so a 90-degree angle, roll it over. 4, to the right. A 5, look, uppercuts on the bag can be a bit difficult because it doesn't have a chin that sticks out, so we tend to sort of uppercut low, or you can visualize it when you throw it that you uppercut it and sort of just pop up onto the bag, okay? So we've got our 5 and 6, and then we have our 7 to the ribs and our 8 to the ribs. Rips or hooks to the ribs, whichever you want to call them, same punch, a rip or a hook. So work that bag and try those punches. Last but not least, mix them up and give me combinations. Stick with some basics when you begin. You might throw a 1-1-2, which is a jab, jab, cross, okay? Or a 1-2-3-2, or a 2-3-2, okay? A couple of basics from there. You might want to work a little bit on the body, so we go a 1-8-7 from there. So we're leading with a jab and then we're ripping to the body. Mix up the order. It's a bit of common sense when you do this. You know, you're not going to go right cross, right uppercut, right rip. Maybe if you're a world champion boxer, but generally as a beginner, we stick to sort of a left, then a right, then a left, then a right. Or you might double up on the entry, which is your jab, then come in with the right. But keep it fairly basic, guys. Don't make it too complicated while you practice the basics. And you will progress the more you practice. So, just to revise, some basics. Shoulder to chin when we punch. Roll that elbow over. Can't see my feet, but when we throw our hooks, I want you to turn our hip. You can see there, with my hips turning, and my heel turns as well. So my whole body goes into my punch. We don't just want to arm punch. We're going pop from here, okay? So whole body. So if I throw the 8 punches, you can see there's a lot of movement when I throw the punches as I throw them, okay? Rather than this, we're trying to really use the whole body. Shoulder to chin, keep the knees bent, nice balanced stance, can't see my feet, Keep your feet slightly pointed inwards, so we're not pointing straight ahead. There's a little bit of an angle. So instead of this, we sort of rotated here, front foot, back foot like this, okay? In another video, I'll show you my feet. But guys, that'll give you a good start on throwing some basics in boxing, and before you go to class, might give you a bit more confidence. Cheers.